Was it a lot closer than we all expected it to be? Well, for some people, yes. But the Raptors, in the end, get us a victory, 95-89. And they get back into the win column, and they win a game they should win. And thank goodness. Because we did not want to go into, 2019, having really not played well lately. They come away with the victory, like I said, 95-89. And no Lowry again tonight. No Jonas Valanciunas, as we all know. Fred VanVleet actually played, to my shocking belief after what happened in the last game, how he fell on that shoulder. I don't think it ended up being his shoulder, but it was something along those lines. So he played, didn't do a whole lot, but this game, it was not pretty. Good defensive game, but the offense wasn't there. You only score 95. You shoot 37% from the field. You only shoot 27% from the field. Not great. But the ability to make free throws is a big part of basketball. And the Raptors were 18 of 20 for 90% from the free throw line. A big, big factor in the game. They rebounded the Bulls by 8. The offensive glass, the Raptors actually were plus 10 in that category. So, saying that, let's go down to second chance points. We talk about how bad that stat was in their last game. The Raptors had 10. Look, they gave up, what is it? Where is it here? 7 offensive rebounds. Yet they only gave up, where are we here? 10 second chance points. So it wasn't great. However, the Raptors get 24 second chance points. You were getting down the glass, and that's when this team is getting on the glass and playing hard on the glass, they play a good game. That's what we have seen all year long. They get 24 second chance points. Fast break points, as we've always said, when this team gets out and runs, they're that good of a team. The fast break points were 13-2 in favor of the Raptors. Great job there. 11 turnovers, not a bad margin there. They have 16, so points off of turnovers, 21-7 in favor of the Raptors. Yes, I agree. The shooting percentage was down. The three-point shot was down. But you look at those stats that I just mentioned, the Raptors dominated those stats. Yeah, 95 points is not very pretty. Serge Ibaka and Fred VanVleet at halftime had a total of 0 points combined. They were terrible at the half. Now, they do make some shots later on. Ibaka does have 8 to end the game, and Fred VanVleet does get into double digits at 10. Both guys, however, shoot under 50%. Serge Ibaka, 4 of 10. Fred VanVleet, 3 of 12. There were spurts in this game where the Raptors put a good run together and were like, all right, let's build on this, and then it kind of falls apart and they come back. It was a weird back and forth type of game. The Raptors were able to hang on, and my player of the game in this one, I would usually give it to Kawhi Leonard, who had 27 points, 9 rebounds. He shot 8 of 22. But my guy is Pascal Siakam, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists on 7 of 12 shooting, 1 of 1 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Only the 3 turnovers. We've gotten used to seeing him get a lot of turnovers in the game. He did a pretty good job there today containing those. Danny Green had 10 points on 4 of 8 shooting. He was good in both aspects of the basketball. And we saw, you see it all game long. Excuse me. This team, when they get out and run, is so good. And we've known that from day one. But the problem is making your wide open looks. And that's been the problem this year. Great to see Norm Powell back. However, he didn't make as many shots. He was 2 of 9 shooting on 0 of 5 from 3. But he was a +7 while he was on the floor, so that's great news there. Look, it wasn't pretty. We're not going to sit here and say that's bulletin board material. Not at all. But what it is a win. And I don't care who you are. You win a game, you better be happy. Excuse me, guys. I don't know what's going on here. You got to look at this game for what it is. Greg Monroe didn't give you anything off the bench, just gave you 7 rebounds, 0 of 3 shooting. DeLon Wright, 8 points, 3 of 8 shooting. See, what the heck's going on here? A little scratchy at the throat, guys. Everybody in your starting lineup but Serge Ibaka was in double figures, so that's a positive. Your bench really didn't give you a whole lot. Your best scorer was DeLon Wright with 8. Yeah, the offense wasn't going. But as I read in the comments and as I checked out myself, the Chicago Bulls have played pretty good basketball lately. Obviously getting Markkanen and Zach LaVine and Wendell Carter Jr., some very, very good-looking young players on that team. Zach LaVine actually fouled out, and the Raptors did an amazing job containing him. A total of 13 points on 3 of 17 shooting. That's awesome. That is an amazing job by this Raptor team containing him. You hold Markkanen to 6 of 14 shooting. When you hold those guys to under 50% shooting, you're giving yourself a chance to win the game. And it was a tight game for most of the game, right? The Raptors did a pretty good job in the second half containing them. Oh my God. I think it's the weather outside, guys. I'm not feeling too well. If you guys heard me in the video yesterday for the Leafs, all over the place. But trying to grind through it for you guys because, hey, it's New Year's. We gotta find a way to have some fun with it, right? Look, this is a game that you got to move on from. The Raptors have a day off tomorrow before they... Guys, the next little bit is going to be a hard stretch, right? You welcome in Utah, and I don't care what their record suggests. They're 18-19. They're still a damn good team. Rudy Gobert is a freak of nature on the glass, so this team's got to be good on the glass. We've seen with Jonas Valanciunas out of the lineup, it hasn't been that easy, right? And obviously Donovan Mitchell, Ricky Rubio has had some great games against the Raptors. It's not going to be easy there on New Year's Day on Tuesday at 7:30. And then the game after that, Thursday, January 3rd, the game we have all been looking forward to. The Raptors go to San Antonio to take on the Spurs and DeMar DeRozan. The media coverage is going to be ridiculous all day long. I'm really intrigued to see how this whole thing plays out. Now, ideally, it's not in Toronto, so you're not going to get that total feel. But for Raptor fans watching, like myself, it's going to look really, really odd seeing DeMar DeRozan in a San Antonio jersey against the Raptors. And Lowry was out tonight. I'm very intrigued to see if he comes back for that game in San Antonio. I'm very intrigued to see what happens there. And then the Raptors, 2 nights after that, they go to Milwaukee. Not an easy place to play. Obviously, the team that's top-notch in the Eastern Conference. And then on a back-to-back, you come home to take on Indiana, right? So the Raptors are in a stretch right now where it's not going to be easy basketball. And the way this team has played as of late, it doesn't make me worried, but it makes me want to see, okay, now you're going to be playing some top-tier teams. Let's see what you can do. Utah's a good team. Don't care what the record is. San Antonio, they have DeMar DeRozan. They're a plus 500 team. I think they are as of right now. You can't take them lightly. And obviously Milwaukee is right on your tail technically. I mean, we could say that they're first place in the East, but if I look at the standings right this second, look at that. They are. They're half a game up on the Toronto Raptors. They have one less loss than the Raptors do. So you go into Milwaukee and you beat them. That's big for this Raptor team. It's not going to be easy, however. So it's going to be really intriguing to see what happens in these next few games. But your first look is Utah at home on January 1st, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the game today because you know what? It's a win. We got to enjoy it nonetheless. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game today? Who's your MVP? Would you give it to Kawhi? Would you give it to Danny Green, maybe? Because he had some really good defensive plays. I love what I saw from him there tonight. Would you give it to Siakam? I want to hear what you guys have to say, who your MVP is, what you thought about the game overall, what your expectations are for the next 3 of Utah, San Antonio, and Milwaukee, because it's going to be very intriguing to see what this team does moving into those 3 really tough games. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and all that great stuff. Links are in the description for the podcast channel, and Evan and I will talk to you guys probably January 2nd in the afternoon sometime. Podcast edition. Links are in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys Leafs edition as they have some time off here. They have 5 days off or something along those lines, coming off that really rough loss against the New York Islanders there just last night. The Leafs' next game is on January 3rd, where they welcome in the Minnesota Wild to Scotiabank Arena. And the question will be, will Frederik Andersen play in that game? We're going to have to wait and see what happens when it comes to that. And as for the Toronto Raptors, as we said, guys, their next game is January 1st, New Year's Day, as the Raptors welcome in the Utah Jazz at Scotiabank Arena. 7:30 tip-off there. Raps look for their second straight victory. And what I want to see is them get their offense on a roll. And I'd love to see Kyle Lowry back, but I don't know what we're going to see. Guys, I hope you have a very safe and happy New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, because we all know what happens on New Year's Eve. A lot of people get crazy. But like I said, have a safe, very happy New Year's Eve, guys. And I will talk to you guys on Tuesday night Raptors edition as they look for their second straight victory with Utah in town. 7:30 tip-off. We'll talk to you guys then.